Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make these vegan cinnamon rolls. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to grab yourself a medium-sized mixing bowl and place in all of your flour, followed by the salt, and mix them two together until they are well combined, as you don't want the salt and yeast to interact. Then you can go ahead and add in the rest of your ingredients, which are the sugar, the dried yeast, water, alternative milk and oil, and then mix on a low speed to start with for around 2 minutes, then a higher speed for around 6 to 8 minutes, or until the dough pulls away from the sides of the bowl, and it should leave the bowl ultimately clean. Place the dough onto a lightly floured work surface and just give it a brief knead to take away some of that tackiness. Bring it into a ball shape and then put it into a lightly oiled bowl and leave it somewhere warm to prove up for the first time for around 45 minutes to an hour, or until it's doubled in size. So while your dough is having its first proof, you can go ahead and make the cinnamon filling. Simply grab a mixing bowl and place in your light brown sugar, your melted vegan butter alternative, followed by the cinnamon. Feel free to use more or less cinnamon than I have, then just mix it until it's fully incorporated and combined. You'll then want to set this aside until it's needed later on. Then you can go ahead and knock your dough back. This is the process of removing the gases that are built up in the dough during the first proof. So just simply take your fingertips and knock the air back. Then bring it back into a ball shape. You can then go ahead and flour a rolling pin and your dough, just a little, and then start to roll it out. It will have some resistance, that's the gluten working, so you will need to use a bit of force. I will leave all the dimensions that you need in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out. Once you've got it rolled out to the right dimensions, you can then go ahead and top it with the cinnamon filling that you made earlier on. It may look a little bit sloppy, but don't worry, it's completely fine. It works perfectly for this recipe. So then just spread and level it out until you've got an even coat all over, or as even as you can possibly get it, making sure that you get every corner and every bit. You want it to be at least a little bit coated. Then normally people would roll the dough up as a whole, but I don't like doing that. I simply take the dough and cut strips for each cinnamon roll. This is just how I prefer to do it, but feel free to do it however you'd like, or whichever way works best for you. But I wanted to make them quite big as well, so I just made 6 for this recipe, but feel free to make more or less, just depending on how many people you're catering to or how many people want them. And then you can just simply roll them up, and you can keep that roll quite tight, which is perfect for a cinnamon roll, as there's nothing worse than when, you know, they pull apart a little bit. Repeat the process and then place all of your cinnamon rolls into a lined 9x13 inch cake pan or tin and cover loosely with cling film, and then allow to prove until they are batched up together. So for me that was around half an hour to 45 minutes. This just depends on how warm it is where you are. So here are what the cinnamon rolls look like once they have proved for the second time. As you can tell, they've batched up, they're perfect. Look how good they look. So then you can go ahead and bake them off. I will leave all the information you need in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out. While your cinnamon rolls are baking, you can go ahead and make the glaze. Simply take your cream cheese alternative. I'm using the one from Oatly, which is perfect for this recipe. Added in some vegan butter alternative and some vanilla, and just whisk those together until they are fully combined. You're looking for the mixture to be lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. Feel free to use a hand mixer if you want to. Then add in around half of your icing sugar and just mix that in until it's fully incorporated, and repeat the process with the remainder of the icing sugar, and just mix until fully incorporated. You should notice it's quite a thick consistency. This is what you're looking for. It will look no different to the normal cream cheese icing. Then take your cinnamon rolls, which have baked and cooled, and they're almost cold, but they're still a little bit warm. Place the glaze on top. I like that the glaze will seep into them a little bit and just makes it a bit easier to spread. Trust me, it works really well. So top each of the cinnamon rolls with a good amount of the icing. Then just go ahead and spread it out and about, and just, you know, getting an even coating all over. So here is what the cinnamon rolls look like once they are baked, cooled and fully finished. As you can tell, you've got a good amount of icing on there, but not too much. You've got the perfect bake on the cinnamon roll. The one thing I do wish is that I'd roll the dough a bit more. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all of my social medias. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.